Second thing is it's really important to set expectations with the client. So again, Kyle was with me on this one yesterday. Told the client, hey, this is the market. This is where the last one sold. This is where we need to be. This is why. And then in addition to that, I let them know we also need to be flexible, right? So even if you price it right, a lot of buyers are coming in expecting to negotiate in this market. So the last comp was like 1.2. It was a little better view than ours. So I came in at 1.1. And I let them know, hey, we need to come into this with an understanding. We're probably going to end up somewhere in the $1,050,000 to $1,000,001 range. Probably shouldn't tell Jeremy because I think he has a buyer for it, but there you go. Show him my whole cards.
I knew what you were talking about.
Because he's got his buyers in Raven, so he knows. Some of you guys don't even know what Raven is. And that's not. Please get your buyers in Raven. So I had the conversation, hey, here's where we're going to price it. Here's why. So we went through what I just talked about. But then I also let them know we need to understand and be ready to negotiate on this thing. Buyers are in this market, they're coming in, they're looking for deals. And I want to make sure that we leave a little bit of room. We need to understand that buyers are probably going to come in with offers in this range. Is that something that you guys are comfortable with? Yep, cool. All right, we're good to move forward. Then the other things as far as setting expectations is letting them know, like we literally drew it out on the calendar. We're going to do this date, this date, this date. This is why, all that. And then I let them know what we're going to do. We're going to send you a report every single week. We're going to let you know exactly what's going on. What we're looking to see is we're looking to see 1 to 2 showings per week consistently. If at any point we go 2 weeks, we don't have 1 to 2 showings per week, that's the market letting us know that the price is not attractive enough to get the buyers to come see your home. And how are they going to know about those beautiful new light switches in your Harbor Freight fan if we can't get them to come see it? Because I know once they see that $19.99 fan that you got on Prime Day, that they're going to be really excited about it. But I just blame it on the price, right? It's the market letting us know that the price is not attractive enough to get them to come see the home. Very important how you say that. And then additionally, we're looking to see an offer within 8 showings. If we get to a point where we've had 8 showings on the home, but we haven't received an offer, that's the market letting us know that the price was attractive enough to get them to come see the home, but something about the home didn't align with the price. So in that case, we need to look at the feedback. And what did I spend 5 minutes probably just talking about feedback? Is you guys have to understand feedback is vitally important in this market. You have to get feedback. Before, you had so many people show it, you had so many offers. Who cared what the feedback was? Like, you should obsess over feedback in this market because you're only getting 1 or 2 showings a week. You should be calling every single person who shows your home and asking them how it went. You need to get feedback. And then I'm just using Kyle because we've had a couple things recently. He has a listing in Lakeside that's not selling. And I'm like, well, what's the feedback? Like, are you getting showings? Yeah, I'm getting showings. Well, what's the feedback on why it's not sold? Well, everybody says the house is great. Is it? Because if it was, they'd fucking offer. They're not offering. But guess what happens when you call people and you ask for feedback? Most of you are all very nice people. And so you try to be nice and you're actually hurting listing agents by being nice. You need to, again, tell them there's broccoli in their tea. Tell them, what is the broccoli on this house? Like, why did you not write an offer? They're gonna be like, oh, the house was great. I'm sure it'll sell soon. It's a great listing, right? You've all heard this. Cool, Joel. I appreciate you being so nice, but Joel, shoot straight with me, man. If it was so nice, you would have wrote an offer. You guys didn't write an offer. Help me understand why you guys didn't write an offer.
The light switches were dated.
Yeah, I knew it. I told them if they changed the light switches, it would sell. You got to pry. You got to actually pry for this information. And if they fill out the showing time form and then that's what they put in the showing time form, like, great listing, sure it'll sell soon. Because they want to like put stuff they know that's going to go to the seller, so they like filter it and then they try to make you look good, like, because that's what like nice agents do. That's not what you need in this market. You need somebody to tell you what is the broccoli. So ask. You need to dig. You need to pry. You need to get that information so that when you have this conversation, right? How long have you guys been on the market? You got a month now? 40 days. Like, he's got to be able to have the conversation with the seller. Like, look, we've had all these showings, but we haven't received an offer. So again, the price has been attractive enough to get them to come see the home, but we need to look at what's going on with the home that's not getting them to write an offer. And based on the feedback I've received, here is what's going on. Here's why they're not writing offers. And then we need to look at what is that feedback? Is it something we can change? Is it the light switches? Well, we could change the light switches. Is it the paint color? Is it that there's rolls in the carpet, right? Is it something like that that we could change? Then let's change that so that we can eliminate that issue. But is it like the one that I just listed? It doesn't have a view. It's in Sky Ranch with no view. I can't give it a view. So I can't change that. So I got to change the price, right? So I've got to adjust the price to offset, what are they called? Externalities. I got to offset, you guys just took your test. You should know these, right? Like functional externalities and obsolescence and all this fun shit that you'll never use. This is that one time you use it. What is the functional obsolescence of this home that we can't change? It doesn't have a view. I can't change that. So if the consistent feedback, if I'm getting people out there, but then they get there and they're disappointed because it doesn't have the view, I can't add a view. So I got to adjust the price to offset the fact it doesn't have the view. And I'm having this conversation with the client at the listing table, not 2 weeks in, because it's too late 2 weeks in.
Client wants to know when you increasing the price, doesn't matter if you go $899, $999, or $900.
Yeah, I'll hit that. So those are the two most important things in that conversation. You've got to let them know you're expecting, I think in this market, 1 to 2 showings a week at a minimum. If we're not seeing that, the price isn't attractive enough to get the buyers to come see the home. Secondarily, if we get to around 8 showings, we haven't received an offer yet, the price is attractive enough to get them to come see the home, but something about the home is stopping them from writing an offer. What is that? And there we go to the feedback. Yeah.
You said, so 1 to 2 showings a week. When do you basically have the conversation that after X amount of weeks, that's when we're going to?
So in this market, I think that you should be meeting with the seller every week. You should be having a conversation on a weekly basis and not saying, all right, so we're 1 week in, here's where we're at, here's the feedback, boom, boom, boom. And then you, at that point, say, remember, we're looking to see at least a couple showings a week. We had 1 showing last week. If we have another week and we only see 1 showing, it's a pretty good indication that buyers aren't, the price isn't attractive enough to get the buyers here. So when we talk next week, if we don't have something, we want to look at that point. So you start priming them for it, so you're not catching them off guard. So you talked about it at the listing appointment, then you talked about it 1 week in, now you're 2 weeks in and you've only had 2 showings total. Like now it's time to make that adjustment, and it doesn't come as a surprise. And then if you don't, again, like this agent 3 weeks in, they got nothing going. Like if you're not having that conversation with your client, you're doing your client a disservice. Like you're going to cost your client money. You have to understand this. If you're not pricing the home right, and you're not adjusting the price of the home, you're hurting your client. And by hurting your client, you're hurting yourself, because you're hurting your reputation. And if it's an area you farm, or it's a friend or family member, you're hurting your relationship too. So you owe it to clients to have these tough conversations. A lot of other agents aren't. A lot of agents think the market's still going up. They're not having these conversations. They're the ones who are going to get fired, and you're going to come swoop in and you're going to take their listings. There's going to be a ton of freaking canceled listings, because there's this misalignment right now where even real estate, not only do sellers not understand the market's changed, but realtors don't understand the market's changed. We got to be the ones at the front of that change. Cool. Any questions on expectations? Yeah.
Because we're in that in-between time, we're going into listing appointments up against agents that are telling them how really the market's opening up, so we can afford to do this, and promising the world. And we know that a lot of times, once the seller gets on the market, they're desperate. They realize their agent fucked them, but they still would rather do the $100 price reduction, then fire that agent, go back to the person that told them the truth from the beginning.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
So Jeremy's question, just in case you guys couldn't hear it, is how do you deal with a competing situation where you go against the Keller Williams agent who's telling the seller the market's still going up? Don't listen to the media. That's where live polling the data. Just live. Again, it's so important to live, not come in with a piece of paper or anything, like live poll that shit. Go on the MLS, go search residential, San Diego County, sold, June 1st to the whatever, we're now, what's today, the 25th. So I go June 1st to June 24th. And then I go July 1st to July 24th. Here's the median, here's the average. As you could see, we've fallen. So if anybody's coming in here, and again, if you go on an appointment where they're like, oh, I'm meeting with other people. So Jeremy and I, we've had a fun banter in our role plays on Wednesdays. If you go into an appointment and they tell you like they won't sign with you on the spot, but they're going to interview another agent, you have to disarm them before that other agent walks in the door. And so now as that appointment finishes, you say, hey, if you're interviewing other agents, which you mentioned you are, if any of those agents come in here and try to tell you that the market's, still hot and prices are going up, let me show you the actual data, because they're probably not going to show you this, and show them the data. and show them that it's actually gone down and say, so if somebody does walk in here and tries to tell you the market's still going up and we should push it on price, understand that they don't know what's happening in the market. You probably don't want to hire an agent that doesn't understand what's happening in the market, right? You want to understand the agent knows exactly what's going on, has their finger on the pulse, is going to help you price it right. Because in this market, if you overprice your home, it's going to end up costing you money in the long run. So I want to shoot straight with you and tell you what you need to hear. Other people are going to tell you what you want to hear, but this is what you need to hear, and I'm the right agent for the job. So disarm them before that other agent even gets in the door. So now that other agent looks like an idiot when they come in and like, yeah, we just had our team meeting and they said it's great. Yeah, it's not, champ. This is what's really happening.